Hey there, Careblazer, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to share with you a survival tip taken straight out of my survival guide, which if you haven't downloaded your own copy yet, you can do so by clicking the link below this video. Now, the tip I'm going to talk about is how to choose your battles wisely. As a Careblazer, you are going to be faced with many different battles in caring for your loved one with dementia. And I'm going to share with you a specific Careblazer rule of thumb for you to keep in mind and to help you decide whether you should interrupt, question, or redirect your loved one with dementia. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of you amazing Careblazers who are supporting me on patreon.com/Careblazers. It really means a lot, and I just still can't believe how much you guys support this Careblazer movement in empowering family members who are caring for people with dementia to have as much information and support that they need. Thank you. Okay, let's get started. As a Careblazer, you are going to be faced with many things that your loved one might say that are completely wrong or completely strange or that don't make much sense at all. And you are going to have to decide, is this worth your energy and time? Caring for somebody with dementia can be, a lot of times, a very long road, and you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your energy and your emotions and your time. And if you decide to respond to every strange, weird, or confusing thing that your loved one does, you are going to be run into the ground. And I want to try to help prevent you from getting burned out, which some of you probably already are, and it's okay. We can find ways to kind of get back on the right track. But keeping this general rule of thumb, which I'm going to explain in just a moment, can help protect you a little bit from kind of feeling totally overwhelmed and run down. Now, when your loved one is doing something that doesn't make sense or is completely wrong, I want you to ask yourself, do I have to correct this? Is it necessary for me to intervene and correct this? There will be many struggles to face in the future as you care for your loved one with dementia, and many things that your loved one says or does that, don't make much sense. You are going to have to decide whether any of those situations are worth your time and energy. So, for example, if your loved one says they just got off the phone talking to their brother who's been dead for 5 years, and your loved one seems pretty happy about the conversation they had, it's okay to say, "Oh, that's nice," and nod and smile. If your loved one tells you that they were the president of their company when they were working in the past, even though you know your loved one was maybe the janitor, that's okay not to correct them and just to say, "Oh, okay, let it be." If your loved one insists on carrying a stuffed animal outside of the house every time they leave, maybe they just are carrying a furry friend with them around. Maybe that's okay. You're going to have to decide what is okay to just let it be and where you really want to focus your time and energy. So here's the Careblazer rule of thumb that I want you to keep in mind when you are trying to decide whether it's really worth it or necessary for you to intervene with your loved one with dementia. And here it goes. If your loved one is saying or doing something that is not a safety risk, then let it be. This is going to improve your relationship with your loved one and reduce your level of stress, since you aren't constantly trying to correct them or redirect them or change something about them. Caring for a loved one with dementia does come with many challenges, but to help protect your loved one and keep them as happy as possible while also protecting you and your energy and keeping the relationship between you and your loved one as good as possible, there might be things that you are currently correcting or redirecting or interrupting or doing whenever your loved one says something that doesn't quite make sense or that's flat out wrong that maybe you don't actually need to correct anymore. So I want you to just keep this rule of thumb in mind. If it's not a safety risk, is it okay for you to let it be? Now, use your judgment. Situations change and you know what's best for you and your loved one, but that reflex and that tendency we often have just as humans to want to correct somebody who says something that's completely not true, we sometimes might want to consider holding that back when it comes to our loved ones with dementia. What do you think, Careblazer? Have you been correcting or intervening in things that maybe don't require much correcting or intervening? How do you feel about maybe taking a step back and letting some of those things go? You are going to need your energy, as much energy as possible, especially down the road as this disease progresses. Consider letting some of these not so important things go by and use your energy where it could be better utilized elsewhere. I'd like to know what you think about this video. Leave me a comment below. If you know a fellow Careblazer who's struggling and you want to support in caring for their loved one with dementia, consider sharing this video with them. All right, I will be back next week. If you want to stay in touch and connect with other Careblazers in between, make sure to click the link below this video to request access to join the Facebook Dementia Careblazer community. Okay, Careblazers, bye. As correcting or interviewing.